Manchester City 5, Norwich City 0. Ruthless from the defending champions today. Jack Grealish getting himself off to a goal-scoring start in his home debut in front of the faithful Man City fans at the Etihad. And of course, heavy favourites to win this game. It's Norwich City. With all due respect, they should be picking up the 3 points in a game like this. But they still did it in style. They've picked up after 2 defeats on the bounce. As mentioned, Jack Grealish, along with the likes of Mahrez and Laporte, picking up goals today, blowing the cobwebs away after what has been a bit of a sluggish start to the season. You don't want to have a bad performance today. Next up for Manchester City is, of course, going to be Arsenal. That in itself, I know a lot of people won't want to agree, but that will still be a very difficult test indeed. Hit that like and that share button. This is the Football Terrace. It's the highlights and match reaction show for Man City versus Norwich. Let's do it.
Oh, absolutely magnificent.
We see Jack Grealish get his first goal today for Manchester City. We see them pick up their first win of the season. Of course, it's only the second game in, but you don't want to be getting too far behind your rivals. Any kind of outrageous shock slip up today would have given Liverpool a 6-point, maybe a 5-point, a 6-point advantage at a very early stage in the campaign. But there was almost no chance of that. Absolutely clinical today beyond belief from Manchester City against Norwich City. They were just out of this world. They truly were. And Norwich City already look like they're in a little bit of trouble. They already look like they're in a little bit of trouble so far this season. Just not at the races in any way, shape, or form. Really not a good performance from them at all. Nothing in it for me. Nothing in it from them in this game. There was no potency at any time. There was no penetration really. One shot in the entire game. But of course, City still had to get the job done. They still had to get themselves over the line and make sure they delivered. And they did that in style. Of course, Raheem Sterling coming on and getting a goal, 2 assists from Gabriel Jesus. Very good performance indeed from Man City. Yes, as I've already mentioned, it was what you would expect, what you would want to see at this moment in time, at this point from them. But they did a very good job there indeed. Let's take a look at some of these. Blue Viper here says 5 goals with no striker. Well, that's that question. Do you actually need Harry Kane still? I mean, can you imagine him in this team today as well instead of Ferran Torres, who was unlucky not to score? But there we go. Leeds 2, Everton 2. Yeah, I did see that as the most recent score in that game, and wasn't sure as to whether or not anything could change. I still think they're playing. Are they not? Is the game still on right now? But yeah, Everton, I think, led twice in that match with Leeds putting them back. Leeds need those points as well. You don't want to start your campaign off with 2 defeats on the bounce. It's so hard to turn around. Lang & Sweet here says full stadium. I'm sure it was full today as well. I didn't look at the match attendance, but it looked pretty full from the pictures that I was seeing. Oh my God, Gilmore is average. Look, Billy Gilmore's not average. It's just not. The opening 2 games have been so hard for Norwich. Like Norwich City's season starts next week. Actually, I think they might even play Leicester next. They've got Bournemouth in the League Cup, and then I think they play Leicester, and then they play Arsenal, and then Everton. I mean, it's a really difficult start for them. They'll find their feet at some point. They'll start picking up results soon. But they looked just, the difference in class today was astronomical. Spurs' highlight of the season is over now, is what Blue Viper has got to say. Still feeling that defeat from last week, Blue Viper. Still feeling that defeat from last week. They don't need Kane, is what Maria Williams has got to say. Well, you know what? I know you're being flippant. That's why you've got the laughing emojis in. 110% they do. Interesting stories that came out today, though. It's just a number of journalists keep doing the same thing, just tweeting his name out, Kane. So yeah, very, very intriguing to see what happens in the next week or so. There, Terry, your mic is a little bit low. Okay, I'll turn it up a little bit. Is that better? Hopefully you can get that in better. I'm getting a new mixer soon for this because basically I've got a Rodecaster, which is for podcasting, and whenever I use it, if I'm using OBS or direct into YouTube, and it comes out fine. As soon as I start putting it through StreamYard, it just doesn't like it. So yeah, I'm going to get a different one. I know a friend of mine uses on StreamYard. It's crystal clear. Just want to get the sound quality a little bit better here. And we're just not using... We're going to use StreamYard for the calling shows, but not for anything else anymore because it's just not fit for purpose. It really isn't fit for purpose. Didn't see Man City's 5th goal, got bored and stopped watching, is what Top Dog said. Do you know what? Those kind of games are a bit like that. Obviously, I covered the top 6+1, so I really wanted to watch Aston Villa Newcastle. I kind of had it on in the background, but there's only so much I could do. But there we go. Leaf here says, no, it was not full at all. Rows and rows of empty seats. Was there? I mean, I saw around the edge it looked like it was full. I didn't really pay much attention, though. Clearly, I didn't. It looked full, but I didn't look for that. But there we go. Fans calling each other out here. Trust me, they need Kane. Today was Norwich tax. Of course, I'm being flippant when I say that they still need Harry Kane. In my tweet, there was a wink emoji in it. Of course, they still do. But they look better today. They look better today, Man City. And do you know what really made me laugh about today's game was Jack Grealish. Like, Jack Grealish's goal. Like, Jack Grealish's goal was good. But, like, is it better without that or with that? I mean, it's a bit punchy. Yeah, I'll definitely put that back on. I don't know why I took it off. I just had it in my hand and I thought I'd do that. Hello. No, I'll leave it off. Jack Grealish's goal, it was like a bad touch. It was like a really bad touch and it went in. And I remember it reminded me a little bit of Javier Hernandez's first goal for Manchester United, where he kicked the ball and it kicked him in the face, hit himself in the face and it went in. The kick was awful. It wouldn't have even gone out for a goal kick. It was that bad, but it hit him in the face and it went in. It reminded me a little bit of that, to be fair. A goal is a goal. Of course it is. A goal is a goal. And do you know what? When you're an attacking player, and by the way, Jack Grealish looked better today playing further up the pitch. I didn't like him last week in that left-hand side of the midfield three, which I call like the Paul Pogba position. I preferred him more advanced in that attacking role today. Of course, so up against... Well, he's up against Max Aarons, but like up against lesser opponents. So it's a little bit easier. But getting that goal early in your career at a new club is so important. It's so important indeed, because you just need to get that monkey off your back, really. You know, the elephant in the room is gone. The monkey off your back is gone. And you can kind of relax. I think that every game that goes by when you're an attacking player and you cost lots of money where you're not scoring, it becomes heavier. You know, your feet, your legs become heavier. You know, maybe you start snatching at shots and stuff like that. And I think, like with Lukaku's return at Chelsea, a couple of goals tomorrow, goal in the next game, he can relax. Goes 2 or 3 goals without scoring, social media pressure hamps up. Rivals come real quick when players cost loads of money. But yeah, happy for Jack Grealish to get his goal today, really. Jack Grealish with a fluke goal and the empty had is back. Was it really empty? Can somebody DM me a picture? I need to see this because I just saw the rows at the front. It looked all right to me. I wasn't really looking at anything else. I thought it was full. Evidently not. I'm being told now not full at all. But I need some pictures now. I need some pictures of this. What's this? You say you like comments and opinion, but you don't actually do it. What? That's the weirdest comment I've ever had on the Football Terrace. It's the weirdest comment I've ever had. But there we go. Blue Viper says, full to the brim. 47,000 plus. Let's see what they say on the website. And look at this website here. This tells you instantly what the attendance was. 51,000 people were there today, according to whoscored.com. So I don't know. The Football Terrace is probably the best in the business at giving people, listening to other people's opinions. So, you know, the irony was mad about that comment is I shared Ram's view earlier. Ram said earlier on in the show that he thinks Harvey Elliott will be better than Mason Mount. And I'm having Chelsea fans say, can't you get better callers? It's like, well, he's not actually a caller. He's part of the panel. But equally, it's not about better or worse. It's about letting anyone phone in and have their say. And I understand some YouTube channels, their view is to try and get the best people they can with the best opinions, with the most popular opinions or the most controversial opinions, and you put them in front of the camera. That's great. And we do that on Terrace. We get some really good people on regularly. Equally, why not listen to what the general public have to say? Like, I don't like that elitism of like, these five Chelsea fans have the best football opinions on social, so they're the only ones we want to hear from. Ugh, that's disgusting. Would never want to do that. Boring as well, because once you know someone's mantra and their opinions on a player or two, you want to hear the same thing from the same people every week? Come on. That'd be bland. That's like having toast with no butter, bro. No butter, no jam. Like, not even no butter, no jam when it's warm. Like, it's gone cold, and then you try and eat it. That's basically what that is. Boring. I don't want that boring things. But there we go. Solomon here says, Terry, you need to improve your Friday show. It was poor yesterday. The show was amazing. The show was bang on. StreamYard's audio quality, when the way we pushed it through, messed up the sound massively, because the sound when we tested it through the software we use was perfect in the testing. That will improve next week, but the show in itself, fire. If you were in the studio, fire, my bro. Don't worry about that. If you go back and watch some channels' first early productions of their big shows, quality wasn't so great either. We'll get there in the end. A lot of trial and error, but we'll get there. Happy days. The most important bit, actually, the sound is really easy to fix. If the show concept not working would have been harder, right? So, yeah, we're really happy with it, and we move forward from there. Get some proper cameramen. We actually need to change some of the camera angles, but KJ did an amazing job. He did exactly what I want there. The video wasn't out of sync. Well, it was out of sync. Told you, StreamYard issue. Even this now, with putting my camera and mic into StreamYard, I'm slightly out of sync. I can see that I'm slightly out of sync via Stream. It's very minimal. It's because of StreamYard. But StreamYard's great for phone-in shows, so we're just going to change it up next week. No pressure at all. Do I cover La Liga? No, my friend. Absolutely. No. We don't. We don't, I'm afraid. How are you going to tell the viewers it was good? How am I going to tell them it was good? Because I was in the room, and obviously if you were there experiencing it live, you didn't know about the audio issues, and the feedback, the buzz was amazing. The vast majority of comments have been the show was good, the audio wasn't. So the show in itself definitely needs some improvements. All shows do, but it was a good concept, good base show. How do I know that? Because of the reaction, the buzz, the feel, the mood from people. Definitely, if the audio hadn't messed things, a lot of people would then focus on the audio and stop listening to the show, or struggle to listen to the show. So I do get that, but I very much can say it was good based on the responses I've had. A couple of big YouTubers as well that I've never ever spoken to before in my life have DM'd me and just said, "Look, we saw the technical issues, but what a great idea! Well put together. Keep working on it. It will click." So yeah, the feedback's been very, very good from professionals. Been very good from my loyal viewers. But I can also take your comment here and is what it is, but that's why I'm saying it's good. It's not a personal opinion. It's what I'm being told, but I was also in the room yesterday, and honestly, the feeling I had when we finished that show, to do an hour live show, unrehearsed, with multiple segments, VTs, guests, live audience, again, unrehearsed, just boom, straight in, just because of time constraints. Very, very happy with it. Absolutely. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone who supported with that. Jess should host Midnight Vibes instead of KJ. I will let them know. I will let them know that you have said that. There we go. But listen, as I say, short match reaction show for today's game. Nothing really to discuss too deeply about this. I'm back later on tonight with some more transfer news for you, so make sure you stay tuned to the Football Terrace. But a great bounce back from Manchester City. Jack Grealish with his first goal. We have a super chat here that says, if we get Kane, England will win the World Cup in 2022, is what Thanos City has got to say. Well, I hope that is true, because I do want England to win the World Cup as an Englishman. I do. So I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that to be the case. Just hope you don't win too much along the way as well. But listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon.